Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
Ah, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Hey! We're in the room, in the moment, in the now, in the zone.
Autozone, get in the zone. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Nice.
I think I just nailed that.
Yeah,
Didn't that
was
sound
good.
real?
That was solid. Did you guys have Pep Boys?
Pep Boys, oh yeah, drive away happy.
Yes.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
What about this one? Oh.
O'Reilly's Auto
Parts.
Parts. Yeah, that's
Come
big.
on!
Those are all big. Those are still big. That one's still going.
Yeah.
O'Reilly, because, and then there's the other one is gotta go to Moe's. That's Modell's. Those are like the local sports douches.
Yeah, we didn't have, we had Moe's Restaurant. Welcome to Moe's.
Interesting.
That was a Mexican joint.
Well, I didn't have Modell's growing up, but Modell's now is like the sportsy thing in New York.
Right. I bought a pull-up bar there years ago.
Oh, I bought a baseball bat there, and then there was a Tuesday that tweeted me afterwards, like, I saw you with a baseball bat. I didn't want to say hello because I think she was afraid I was going to hit her or something.
I was a lady.
It was a lady, and it's weird because I bought a baseball bat and, like, some dumbbells. I look like a psycho because I had, like, 2 dumbbells and a bat, and it just looked like I was trying to change my life or something.
Right.
But
they said dumbbells went through the roof when the pandemic hit. Like when the gyms closed, everybody got the dumbbell ordered. So the FedEx guy's ripped because he's just lifting dumbbells all day.
oh, wow. Yeah, that could be a bit or something. But when Veter, our pal Gary Veter, who I saw last night, he ate a bag of cheese in Brooklyn. It was brutal. It was one of these Brooklyn shows. Grateful to do it. God bless you, Brooklyn. This is why I don't want you moving to Brooklyn.
Right.
I did a show. Everybody looked like fucking Andy, not Dufresne, Andrew Beckett from Philadelphia. They all have like the winter hat that doesn't go over the ears, which I hate. Like it's a little like cap.
Oh, it's like a dock worker hat.
Yeah, and they're like horn rim glasses and or owl tooth. What's the other one? Hound's tooth. Horned rimmed.
I gotcha.
Whatever. They're wearing like John Lennon glasses and these things, and they're just a bunch of like queefy.
Yeah.
Bleh. It just feels like you want to spray it all down. No offense if you live in Brooklyn.
They look sickly. They're like you want to go. Hey, you gotta eat a steak every now and then and do a push up. And put the spin cycle on. Everything looks like hell. They're wearing. It looks disheveled. Come on, get a permanent press.
I came down. I was there a little late. I'm walking down the steps, and it's Veter's on stage doing his and some of the best jokes around, as you know.
Killer one-line zings.
One of our favorite comics, and it's just and it's full. It's like 40 people like this, and I just hate them, and I feel like, and maybe I'm projecting, but they're like, look at this white patriarchy, hetero, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's Veter. He's like 4'6".
I know. Although he's bald and he's got an American History X body.
I guess he does. He's like ripped. He does prison workouts. Oh, that's what made me think of the dumbbells because I went to his house. He was moving, and he had a nice set, like a little pyramid with all the things. Because I got one set of dumbbells that are like 15. So what am I doing? I can tone, but I can't beef.
Sure, no beef.
I want a beef, not tone.
No.
Tone is for ladies.
I don't mind some tone. Dial tone.
Tone Loke is nice, but I mean, tone's not bad.
Tone Bell.
I like that guy.
Good guy, good egg.
For whom the bell tones, that's a stretch. But
you added both of them in that one. Bell and Tone. Tone Bell for who the bell tones. You got them both in there.
No kidding. Well,
Yeah. I'm a little tone deaf, but either way, I see what you're saying, and I snapped on a. And look, I started in Brooklyn. I lived in Brooklyn. I lost my virginity in Brooklyn. I got AIDS in Brooklyn, but no sleep till Brooklyn. But I'll say this. I did a show there last week, and I'm eating my own asshole on stage as you do, and I just go, look, if you guys were in charge of art, we'd be fucked.
Right.
Because, like, let's say I showed you, not that I'm Tarantino, but if I showed you a Pulp Fiction reel, like, what do you think? And you'd be like, that's a problem. You got to change that. And now we just don't have Pulp Fiction. So they think they're saving the world, but you're ruining art. This is art, folks. I'm queefing up here.
It doesn't feel so fun. And there was some other comics, too, that were very funny. A lot of just that blank stare face. And I killed, obviously. But no, but I went on at the end, and it was pulling teeth. They loosened up a little bit. But all I have right now is dick and shit jokes because you're right about what you know. So I just picture... I think they want like I don't even know what. They want me to discuss the
sociology or
I
socialism or botulism. I don't know, but yeah, it's tough. I think anything kind of dicey or interesting or adult is almost that shit and dick is very relatable.
Yes, I like shit. Is there a human being in the home right now? Am I crazy?
I think the lady's urinating.
Oh, geez, it scared the shit out of me. I thought there was a ghost in my ass. And let me ask you this, and this is off camera, so it's hard to say without the video.
I think we're on camera.
But what I'm about to talk about is off camera. Where are the cameras? Is this plant falling? There's a cactus in the room. It's at a 40-degree angle. I mean, it doesn't look good.
Go to my Instagram page. I posted about the cacti about a week ago. But here's the thing about the cacti. That thing is strong as an ox. You can hit it with a Louisville slugger. It won't budge. But it's trying to get some sun. So it's growing towards the
hypothermia.
No,
chondria.
What is that? With the hibiscus... Hypothesis.
No, photosynthesis.
Photo. Thank you.
Instagram.
Yes.
There was a great Pearl Jam lyric. Do you see the way the tree bends?
Ooh.
Does it inspire? Leaning out to catch the sun's rays, a lesson to be applied.
Not a great rhyme.
Well, it doesn't have to rhyme. It's a
message.
A rhyme. What is it? Shel Silverstein? Isn't it the rhyme?
Well, it's a song. You'd like to have a rhyme at the end, but I guess with Vedder, it's all just.
It's not hip hop. It's a rock and roll piece. It's a number.
I would argue there's a lot of rhyming in the rock world.
Some rhyming, but under a bridge downtown, my asshole is real brown. All right, that one rhymes.
Yeah. But no, I hear you.
I hate that song.
Yeah, they had some real flops, those Peppers.
I think we've touched on this before. We hate the Peppers. If you like them, you stink.
They had a moment, but yeah, not overall. It's tough.
I like that they did the thing where you swing your shirt over your head. That was fun.
Like a helicopter?
Yeah, similar. That helps.
Yeah, well, that's a rap tune.
Like a helicopter?
Take your shirt off, swing it over your head like a helicopter.
Well, that doesn't rhyme at all, and that's rap.
Yeah, well, wave your hands in the air if you just don't care. But I'm telling you go any Beatles song, it's rhyming.
No, we all live in a yellow submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Submarine. This is the age-old question. Does that rhyme?
No, that's no good. But love me do. You know I love you.
Stinks.
Hey, look, it's pop bubblegum, but it's rhyming.
I keep talking about Ronan. He's like my new bed buddy over here. But we were talking about it on our show. Beatles really is like glorified children's music in a lot of ways.
Well, they evolved. I mean, they had a hell of an arc.
Yeah, they evolved a bit, but it's I want to hold your hand.
Right,
I'd like to be under the sea with an octopus.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, I like the Beatles. People get very upset. One time I posted about how the Stones are way better than the Beatles, and I got hate. I mean, you would think I put a swastika on my sister's ass. I mean, people really got upset.
Yeah. Well, the Stones, to me, have they cook.
They cook. There's grit. There's layers and
edge.
There's sax and keys and Keith and it's a lot more. There's the devil and Satan and they're talking about eating black pussy and fucking slaves and it's something.
Murder.
Yeah,
We're
rape.
just a shot away.
Rape and murder. I mean, those are fun things.
Yes, part of a balanced breakfast.
But any jizz. I don't know how we got here. The cactus is falling down.
Yes.
My mother's gay and.
Dad's coming to town. Yeah, it's crazy because when I moved here, that cactus was up like a baby's boner, and now it's cocked like an old man's back.
But it's getting the sun. I like that.
Yeah, it's got to get it.
A lesson to be applied. You got to lean into the sun, folks.
You could say the same for the pandemic. I mean, you got to kind of go where the work is. Look, Johnson's restaurant closed, but he got into the plexiglass game, and now he's killing it.
Who's Johnson?
Well, I'm just making up people. I'm just saying, like, as an example, the guy who got into the heat lamp game is killing it.
You
got to adapt. You got to go where the sun is.
We're going to cut off your Johnson. Lebowski.
Yes. There you go. So let me throw this one at you there, Sloppy Jalopy.
Please, we need something.
All right. So I got to start saying no, and I hope the person never hears this. But a friend said, hey, will you do this shoot for my company? It's like a little promo we're doing. It'll play in grocery stores in the back of the cab, and it pays a couple clams. And I said, well, all right, I got an open 4 seconds on my calendar. I'll do it. You go out to BK, you go out to Brooklyn, it's way out. I do the shoot. It's pretty professional. I mean, this is a corporation with money and cameras and director and script and all that. And they go, you're going to do this at the kitchen counter. Just be funny and whatever. Great. Show up. They put makeup on me, the whole thing. They got the guy micing you with the weird camera string up the back, or the microphone up your ass and everything.
I always like that. I feel like it's kind of fun attention.
That's true. Yeah, that's not bad.
I like a man's touch.
Yes. So he touched me, and it felt good. And then, action. And I'm going, it's just you and this counter and the copy. And then they're like, built it out to like 5 minutes. You're a comic. And I'm like, all right. So I just do this. I just do, and like an alarm started going off on the street. And I was like, well, that's my ankle alarm. I guess we're close to the playground, whatever. And they were like, whoa. And everything I said got cut. Everything, I made a circumcision joke and a Trump joke and this and that. They were like, whoa, can we get a clean one? And I did a clean one, and I just was like, here's the product. How you doing, folks? Here we go. And they were like, perfect. I'm like, there's not one comedy element, 1 ounce of humor, nothing.
Yeah, you could have just got fucking Dick Schofield. You could have brought in any asshole.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Just grab someone off the streets if you want nothing.
Right.
And I feel this way sometimes in these things where they go, really, let's play with it. Let's let it feel out. Let's be organic. I'm like, just tell me what to say.
Exactly.
Just tell me what to say, or let me say whatever. But there's no in between of take this, make it your own, twist it around.
Yes, no tweaking.
I don't want to tweak. No tweak.
They don't tweak. They just tell you to do it, then they go, here's what you say at the end of it. So that took a whole hour to get to that. So I just did it straight. We got through it, but you're like, maybe this is why there's so many unfunny comedians out there. It's because they get a job like that where they don't have to be funny. They're just good on camera, or confident, and they talk and they get paid.
Right. Well, my theory of why there's so many bad comedians is it's hard. It's very difficult.
Well, that too.
I mean, it's just hard, and people, they want to be comedians because it's fun and silly and exciting, but it's hard, and so they just go, and they stink, and they eat a bag of cheese, but they go to Brooklyn, and everyone, carries them off the stage because they said whatever, the right thing, I guess.
Right.
But I digress back to Brooklyn. I'm sorry. So were they happy with it in the end, or you're unhappy? But were they happy?
I'm unhappy, and I take the check and I hit the Taco Bell, but it was just perturbing. I'm eating a Bel Grande, going, why would they hire me? Look, I'll take the money, but at this point, I'm not. It's not like I'm famous, so it's not like we got Mark Ruffalo. At least he's not saying anything funny, but it's him. It's Kanye or whoever the hell.
Well, you got some juice. You got some followers these days.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm posting about this thing. I'm not sharing it. It's not funny.
But you have enough followers that they see your face. Maybe
maybe.
Tom, Dick, and Henry see. Hey, Mark likes this. Sock or whatever the hell it was.
I think I'm just, if I'm coming clean here, I'm just kind of annoyed with the whole showbiz industry, and I see a lot of holes in it, and I don't believe in it anymore. I'm pitching this show here, Fatty. This one production company was like, hey, we like it. Here's our notes. And they give me the notes, and I go, all right, we apply the notes, we change the whole thing, we write a whole script, me and my pal, Salacuse, and then we turn it in. That takes 2 weeks for them to read it. Then they finally read it. We'll come back next week with notes. They have more notes, and they go, let's just do it this way, which was the original way I pitched it.
Always.
Always, Jerry.
Well, it's that age-old thing. It's as old as age that it's like when you hire a new boss, he ends up firing 3 people because he feels like he has to put his thumbprint on my cock. So I think they all have to do something to make it seem like they're worthy of a thing. So they got to go, why don't we take this out and cross that out? And I've had that exact same experience where you write a whole show, you give it to someone, they say, take this out, spin this around, flip that around. Then you take it to person number 2, and they go, you got to take this and spin this and flip it, and it ends up back to square one.
Yep, every time.
So that's what's so nice about YouTube. That's what's interesting is we do all this stand-up, not to sound like we're perfect and flawless, of course, but
thin penis.
We do all this stand-up, and we figure it out without anyone helping. And you're like, I came up with all this. That was just me. So why don't you trust me on this thing?
I know. And I mean, another age as old as queefs or whatever it is, prostitution is the oldest art form, whatever it is. Nothing artistic gets better with a group, it seems. And especially a group that has a 9-to-5 clock-in corporation, I got kids to feed job.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, Louie had the Louie deal, and that's why it was such a great deal, and you lose a ton of money as an entertainer, but it's worth it for the fucking piece of anal.
Exactly. Deal me in, deal or no deal. But I guess, I mean, one could argue, hey, he could have used some editing, you know? There's some of these things. So it's a gentle touch to get it just right, but that's what's so miraculous when you see something like Seinfeld or Curb or, you know, Rocky or Jaws or something that, like, somehow they pulled off this, like, masterful thing.
Yeah, that's
and knowing
true.
how difficult it is to do anything, it's just shocking when someone pulls off something so great. That's why we love Seinfeld so much.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. It's almost I used to be impressed with the skill and how funny it was on the writing, and now I'm impressed that they got that writing made.
Right.
That's even more of a feat at this point.
Yeah, just doing anything is a feat.
Yes, stinky feet fetish.
Yeah.
What's up with feet, guys?
It's a weird thing, I guess. I think you've just... what do you call it? Exhausted all your options. Like I feel like no one's a 15-year-old foot fetishist, are they?
Nah, good point.
I think you got to really take in the tits and the vagina and the face.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you're like, let's go feet.
Maybe.
Right? I mean...
It's almost like cocaine. You don't start with coke. You start with a little booze, some beer, or some weed.
Yeah, tits are a gateway.
Tits are gateway.
Breast, yeah.
To the hoof, but I'm a half grossed out by feet, guy, and I'm half jealous because you see a gal in a flip flop. That's like seeing a gal with a tube top.
Well, I gotta say, there are nice feet. I mean, you can recognize a good foot and a bad foot. You're making a face. I mean, I've seen some Barney Rubbles out there.
Oh, there's bad. I'll give you bad.
Okay, so if there's bad, there must be good, because without bad, there's no good without bad.
There's no good without bad, but I see a good and it doesn't twerk the nips.
I can get a nip twerk if it's like that. If they have everything covered, but you see a foot, because it leads to the nudity, I guess.
Well, it's the start.
It's the start. It's the bottom. It's like you're like, okay, it's some kind of skin, I guess. I mean, summer, you're not looking at a foot, but if you ever see a winter foot, you're like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to a cat last night we both know, and we were chatting about, like, oh, you know, first day of spring in New York, the cleave, the shoulders, and he was like, and the toes come out. I was like, toes? You want to toes? Give me anything else. Give me a midriff, a neck, a forehead over a toe. Well,
I want to know my theory. Call in if there's any teenage feet people, because that's really some psychology. If you're like 11, you're like, look at that hoof. It seems strange. But I love a heel, a shoe.
A shoe,
so that's something. I mean, like a nice pointy black leather heel inside my asshole. That's like my dream.
Yeah.
To really be stepped on.
Is that a pump? Pump is confusing because there was also the Reebok pumps. And now there's a pump is a heel.
Pump is like a certain kind of heel. There's a stiletto heel. There's a tar heel and what did you say again? Pump heel.
Pump heel, yeah.
Pump is like I think
Hitler.
sneakery. Like it's not a pointy. You can't have a pointy pump, can you?
I think it's pointy.
No, but like the toe is not a point. Those aren't pumps. Then there's a slingback. They have a slingback.
Slingback? I don't know. A sling blade I've heard of. That's a Billy Bob Thornton joint.
He wore slingbacks, I think. So slingback is the one that's got it slings back. Like it's got a strap that comes around the back.
I like
slingback.
that. I like a strap.
That's a strap back.
Strap on.
Then there's like a horizontal strap. That's like it's a vertical, I think. Yeah,
Vertical is up and down.
Yeah, that's the one that goes from like the toe to the up the shin. That's a vertical strap, I think.
Too gladiatory.
Something. Well, the ones that go all the way up, forget it. Those don't you find there's a lot of like trends that you see and you're like, I know you're going to laugh about that. It's going to look stupid.
100%.
And by the way, it was back-to-back shoulders. First, it was the shoulder cutout.
Oh, yeah.
That was big.
That was silly.
For like a year. It
was Swiss
silly.
cheese.
And then now it's the shoulder puff.
Oh.
Now I keep seeing the puff shoulder like our prom.
What are you, Napoleon? What do you need that up there? The little brush on the shoulder? Get out of here. I hate a shoulder. You know what else I hate is any kind of doily thing.
Oh, the Doyle sucks. And how about this?
Doyle rules.
The strap on one side. The fucking strap here, but no strap here. Like the
I don't mind
equidistant. What do you call it?
Asymmetrical.
Yeah. Asexual. I realized my wife wore that at our wedding. So maybe I'll cut this out.
I don't mind the horizontal strap or the one strap or the whatever it is, the strap on, but yeah, there's a lot of things where I go, this is silly. You're going to hate this. You know those photos your dad goes, look at me in the 40s. I look like a Nazi or whatever. And you're like, I know. Why would you think that ever looked good? You got what do you call those zoot suits? You got the big hat with the feather in it and a little pencil-thin mustache.
Bell bottoms, all that stuff. And it keeps happening now. I mean, I think the sneaker high heels are going to be goofy. Someone's going to look back at those and say, that's silly.
Those clunky, chunky white sneakers that model chicks wear are silly. And I think you could apply this to language as well. These people say these hip terms. I'm like, ugh. Well, first of all, you're 41. Secondly, that's a dumb phrase. That's like saying cowabunga or radical.
Right. Well, our friend down in South America right now has picked up this habit. You're going to throw up. Get a bucket, pause the recording, and get something ready. He's saying, without irony, hella. We're going to have hella Mexican food. And he does it a lot. It's a hella car ride. It's a helicopter. He's saying hella. Like, unironically, I couldn't believe it. I flew all the way to South America. I'm all excited. I get the passport and the test and the anal swab. I finally get there, and he's like, we're going to have hella fun. And I was like, what, are you kidding?
You should have flown right back.
I mean, on a helipad, because
yes.
I guess, he's had some friends from California that say that, but hella, I mean, give me a break. I mean,
I gotta get the hell out of here.
Can you imagine me saying that? What would you do if I was like, we had hella wings over there? I can't even do it as a joke.
I can't even compute you saying that.
It's crazy. He says it.
Oh, man. Well, again, he's 78. He's bald. He's an old Hebrew man. Is that no good? What is that?
It tastes like onions or something.
Oh, maybe it's a dirty cup.
I think so. It tastes like oregano, like Papagino's pizza cheese.
I keep it close to the spices.
Yeah, it's got an aftertaste of spice.
Oh, geez. Let me try this.
It's bizarre. I think it might be the glass.
Yeah, that's all right. But all right, I'll get you a fresh one.
Don't worry about it. I don't need water to survive. You can go, did you know this? You can go 3 minutes without breathing. This is all rule of threes. 3 minutes without breathing.
Okay.
3 days without water. And 30 days without food. That's what I heard from Ari. It's a hella fact from Ari.
Oh, man. I mean, this is the problem with South America and the problem with leaving the society boundaries is you start getting a little freer with your things and actions because you're not checked.
Exactly.
In New York, you're constantly hey, get out of the way, dickless. What are you wearing? You can't say that. Put the hat back on. Get a haircut. Whatever it is. No check in South America.
Well, it's part of the pandemic is there's no cellar table. Because if we were all at the table, there was 7 of us, or if we were at Moon Tower like we were all supposed to be, and he said, oh, we're going to have hella cupcakes.
Yeah.
I would have said, shut the hell up and fucking shoot yourself in the hella face, you fucking fat piece of shit.
Yes, exactly. Well, did you bring it up?
I was like, this is an outrage. I can't handle this. This is crazy. And he said, well, he says it, so I started saying it, whatever. And you got to pick your battles, so.
I hope he doesn't hear the N-word, because then it's over. Apparently he's this subjectable to terms.
Something's up. I don't like it, but what can you do? I have to be hella accepting and just understand that he's going to say these things.
I guess so, but I mean, also I think there's a phenomenon going on, and maybe it's not a phenomenon, but guys our age, I think when we were kids, people our age had kids. And so kids start saying this shit, so you're like, well, I can't talk like my kid. I'm a lawyer.
Right.
And so you kind of cut the cord on the slang.
Yeah, it's hard, and sometimes things just come into your asshole without telling you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I started saying, been a minute. All of a sudden, that came into my...
Yeah.
And I didn't even mean to. All of a sudden, I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, I haven't seen him in a minute.
I was saying that, too.
And then you're like, what the hell just happened to me? I don't want to be in a minute guy. Because I
No.
can remember an L.A. fucking douche saying that and being like, a minute? It's been like 6 months. What are you talking about?
Oh,
But then it seeps. So if I ever
seeps.
say hella, I mean, please take your boot, shove it into my ass, and then step on my face with the other one.
But that's what's good about you there, Fatty, is you can catch these things. You said, in a minute, I'm jizzing, and then you went, whoa, what are you doing? Who have I become? But other people go, hey, I'm saying the cool word. I'm in the mix. I'm part of the crew. I'm in. Like, no, you don't want to be in. You want to be you.
Well, it goes to show you that sometimes, because for me it's seeped, because I always picture the person sitting there at their desk being like, tonight's the night. I'm going to put hella in there. I'm going to say hella. Don't you picture that? They're like, I'm going to go to the cellar and say hella.
Oh, God.
Be a good fella.
Yeah, well, I'll tell her. But it's, I guess so. I said dope once. I had to have I had to take a shower after. I took a walk around the block. I called my mom. It was bad. It just slipped out. I don't know where it came from.
Dope is like the worst one to me.
Yeah.
It just feels like, that's dope.
I felt so off. Right when it came out of my mouth, it felt like I was kissing a man. Like, this was all wrong. Something's all wrong here. And I did it once, and I never did it again.
If you call someone a dope, that's funny.
Yeah, I love the insult.
Dope. Shut up, you dope. That's a good one.
Yeah, or he's hooked on dope.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, maybe he's hooked on the word dope.
There's no hope with dope. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time. This should be the show.
This is not bad.
This is the show.
You know who ruined the show? The industry.
You know what I want to throw this out there. This happened in Key West, which is 9 weeks ago now. But I've been, you know me, I've been really, really meditating in the COVID. What's it called again? What are we calling it? Pandemic. Yeah.
Lockdown.
For a while, we were calling it not the lockdown, not pandemic.
Shutdown.
I think lockdown. I guess the lockdown. We're calling it that, but now it's not even
the
close.
Virus. I don't know.
So the pandemic, I've been meditating like
Buddha?
crazy. Yeah, hella meditating, and
Those don't connect. That's kind of an oxymoron.
it's a dope more. I can't even do it. I can't even fake it. But anyways, so I've been meditating. I've been reading all the queefs and doing all the cum and just really trying to chill it out a little, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because the brain is plastic, they say. You can really change the brain.
Malleable.
Yes.
I've heard this.
So I'm feeling better. We're in Key West. I'm out with our pal Don Zolo, who I think is a bit of a Tuesday.
Yeah, Zolo.
James Patterson, wonderful comedian, not the author.
Zolo might be the original name for Zorro in China. All right.
Count it.
Thank you. Keep it rolling.
Foot was on the line. It's a 2, but we're counting it.
It was a big leap.
But big reap.
John Reap.
White Reaper.
Yeah, you reap what you sow.
So, Buttons, I'm there. It's Don Zolo, James Patterson, wonderful comedian, and Sarah. And we go to this place. I forget the name of it. Chuck's or Steve's. It's like a mac and cheese place. They got a little window. There's a bar. You can go inside, drink in the bar, or they have a little window. If you've been to Key West, you've probably been there. Late night, they got a grilled cheese situation. You can get some tater tots.
Sounds great.
So every night after the show, Comedy Key West, great new club. Check it out. You walk over there, and I love all these towns. You can just walk. It's warm. Get some late night food. So we're sitting outside, the four of us, and I got to paint the picture. It's a little side street in Key West, and not Bourbon Street. What's the...
Oh, hella.
Duval Street.
Yes.
Duval Street,
Robert.
which is their Bourbon Street, is right behind us. I got my back to it. There's a little enclave, little...
Enclave.
Enclave, is that right?
Yeah. No, it's no cave.
Enclave, but it's similar to a cave.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like Infamous.
Yeah.
It's into just famous?
It's infamous.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Anyway, so there's an enclave, and James and Sarah in there. I'm sitting just outside the clave, Cliff Clavin, and I'm sitting there eating some tater tots.
That's where they found Bin Laden, in a clave.
And Zolo's sitting here, and, I'm eating my tater tots. We're having a couple yucks, telling some stories, having a good time. And I just, there's a group back behind us, whatever, drinking. And all of a sudden, I just hear, "Rah!" And this drunk guy comes running up behind me and screams right behind me. So I jump. I go, and I dropped a couple tater tots. I stood up into jump, fight, flight, fart mode.
Yeah.
And Zolo jumps up. It scares the fuck out of us. And this guy just keeps running. It turns out it's just like a middle-aged guy. He's like a 50-year-old fat drunk asshole. And two of his buddies and there are four women behind him. And he runs. He's dying laughing. He was just fucking with us. He's like, I'm going to run up and scare this guy.
Wow, he picked the right guy.
And I'll tell you, Zolo stands up and goes, "What you fucking asshole? And then the ladies come up, these fat housewife ladies are like, "We're sorry, he's drunk." And Zolo's like, "He's a fucking asshole." And by the way, I look up the street, and the guy, he's still jogging. He turns his ankle. A little bit of karma.
Oh.
He's like, "No, jeez." And he kind of fell. Wasn't hurt bad. But this is why I bring up the meditation. I stood and jumped, and then I saw it was just this drunk guy, and I went,
Yes.
Sat back down, went back to the tater tots, and Zola was wanted to fight the guy. And I said, that already happened. It's past.
Yes.
I feel like I've really grown.
Yeah, that's big. Because it passed.
In the old days, I would have wanted to run and shove him from behind, because I could have just gave him a two-hand shove. The guy'd be dead. I mean, he's drunk and has his back to us, and he's hammered. And, I'm like, what are we going to do? We're going to fight a bunch of middle-aged Tampa assholes.
Right.
And I really cooled out. And afterwards, Sarah was like, that was unbelievable. I think she was turned on.
Ooh.
I think the Zen is hot, possibly. I'm not sure.
It is kind of cool because you're stoic. You're masculine. It's just you take it as it comes and you move on.
Because I think in your mind you're like, I should go beat up this guy and defend our honor. But I was like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
He's drunk. He did a thing. Anyways, what was the story we were telling? And afterwards, she was like, that was really impressive. And then she got a little hot and heavy. She was like, that was really something. I couldn't believe how you just handled that.
All right.
Oh, my God. There's a giant fucking cat in the house.
Oh, yeah. That's the cat. I guess you've never met it.
I was expecting a kitten.
No.
What the fuck?
It's a tiger.
Holy shit.
Look at
this
that.
changes everything.
Yeah. Sweet as a lamb.
It doesn't look sweet. Oh, it's going to eat the wires like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge cat.
Maine Coon.
What?
Yeah, that's what they're called.
All right, we'll bleep that out. Hey, speaking of...
oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of... Did you say man?
Maine.
Maine. Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you what man I like. I like Manscaped. Tuesdays with Stories, folks, is brought to you by Manscaped. When they coined the term the thick of winter, do you think they were talking about your winter pubes? Huh? Mm-hmm. Nobody's shaving. It's a mess down there. Luckily, our partners at Manscaped specialize in products to make sure you're walking around town with sparkly new balls. Manscaped has precision tools for your family jewels. It starts with the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, the best trimmer out there. Thanks to their ceramic blade and advanced skincare technology, you won't nick or snag your sack. And it's waterproof, so you can trim in the shower. Keep it clean, folks. This is a hell of a thing. I love Manscaped. They sent us a bunch of stuff. I use it all the time. You know about them. Tell them about them.
I keep the razor in the luggage. It's good stuff, and the stuff they give you these ball wipes and whatnot. It smells great. They give you this lotion stuff. It just smells great. The lady, speaking of Zen, the lady really likes to sniff the nape of the neck when I got this stuff on. It's a refined cologne, baby. Make it smell good downtown and uptown. Perfect for your package. And get it today. Here you go. 20% off with free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Tuesdays. That's 20% off with free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Tuesdays. Thank you, folks. Manscaped for making our winter wieners look so good.
Tuesdays Stories is also brought to you by Blue Chew.
Woo-wee.
Get more confidence in the bedroom, folks. Blue Chew offers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet. If you don't like swallowing pills, I don't like that, this is for you. It works fast. You can take it day or night, and you'll save a ton of money compared to the name brands. Blue Chew is the best thing about the internet, an online prescription service. That means no doctor's office or waiting in line. Talk to a licensed medical provider to get your prescription all online. Everything Blue Chew prescribes ships right to your door in a discreet package. And Blue Chew makes everything in the USA.
Ooh, you got that right. They are the best. I love it. Tastes great. Goes down easy. Take it day or night. No problemo. Special offer just for the gays. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use your special promo code Tuesdays. Just pay 5 clams and shipping. Again, that's BLUE chew.com. Promo code Tuesdays to try it free. I mean, come on. What do you got to lose, folks, except a soft dick contest?
Oh, boy. Supposed to keep it clean.
Oh, sorry. I think that'll fly.
Yeah, we'll bleep it if we have to.
Should we do the last or keep moving?
Let's move. We'll swing back around because the last is it's special to me.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I wanted to comment on your stoic Zen moment. I also wonder if you're in Key West with a couple of New England booze hounds.
Sure.
And so you kind of maybe went double time on the meditation.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, it definitely, the juxt of position makes you feel that way. And you know what it felt like? It felt like Costanza when he gets cut off, when he's doing the opposite, he's like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
That's how I felt. And then Victoria, she's turned on, Michelle Pfeiffer's sister. Fun fact.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, she got the short end on that one.
Who, Pfeiffer or her? She's hot.
I think Pfeiffer, well, they're both Pfeiffer. I think Michelle is hot.
She's hotter. I guess that's why she was more successful. But the sister has a little thickness to her.
There's something there.
I like thick.
But that was in the 70s. Well, Michelle was, Scarface and all that when Boney was in.
I just forgot about my sketch idea. Scarf Ace. He sells scarves. He's like the ace of scarves. So
I like it.
Hey, you want to buy a velvet scarf or whatever? I don't know.
I like that.
It could be something.
I was thinking of a Michelle Pfizer pun.
She smells like pfizers?
Well, vaccine, maybe a poke.
Oh, Pfizer. I see. Pfizer, the vaccine. They got they had the first one, Johnson & Johnson. I can't.
Well, Johnson & Johnson is a onesie.
That's the new single shot, and it doesn't have to be frozen. This is like, let it go. You could just be a nice
room temp
single shot up the ass.
That's pretty good.
So we'll see what goes on with that. I don't know.
Can't we? I mean, because these Pfizers, God bless them, and they're doing the Lord's work and praise Allah, but they go bad every 2 seconds. You got to wait for an old fat geezer to get out of the way. But these Johnsons, it's a one and done, and they're room temp. Yeah,
Johnson & Johnson really nailed it. I believe it's Magic and Dawn. We're working on it. Yeah, they nailed it. So I don't know. I'm excited. I keep getting people. I've had 2 people yesterday be like, "Hey, I got an in on a thing.
I
Try
had the
it."
same.
And then as soon as I click, I'm like, "Okay." I click on it. It's like, "Hey, you got to have AIDS or be in a wheelchair."
I think you got to lie. I think that's it. They don't know if you got AIDS. You could lie. You could pass.
I guess you could say some things. You got to sign something that says you're not lying. I'm always afraid of getting caught. It's never morality with me. I'm like, I'll feel like such a queef if they're like, sorry, pal, you're going to jail.
Right. It's the fear of getting caught.
Exactly.
It's funny. Regan. Oh, let me just throw Regan's new special is solid.
Yeah, we talked about it last week a little bit, but I still haven't watched it, but I'm dying to watch it. I can't wait to see it.
Well, he's got a great bit of, he's like, they always tell you, don't do crime if you can't do the time. And he's like, that's a horrible message. Like, you shouldn't do crime because it's wrong. Not because you can't, it's always
great.
like, hey, I'm going to steal that guy's watch. You'll spend a month in jail. I can swing that. Something like that. I don't know. I'm ruining it, but he's got some great stuff. Regan's special, folks.
Really funny. It's on Netflix. Steve Rogers and Caitlin Palufo open. They got a nice little credit in there.
Is it Red Rocks? It's one of
I think
those.
it's Red Rocks, yeah.
Beautiful outdoor arena, or what do you call it? Amphitheater. Beautiful.
I can't remember if it's Red Rocks or if it was Utah. I feel like they might have been in Utah.
Might have been because it didn't look Red Rocky. I've seen a few concerts on video, and it didn't look like that.
Yeah, I think it's. I think it was Utah.
Felt Mormon-y, so I could see that. But the leather jacket threw me. I was like, here we go. He's having a midlife. He's got white hair. He's got a leather jacket. Looks like Billy Idol out here. And it was great. It was just classic Reeg.
By the way, midlife. He's like 60. He's like, isn't this weird? We're midlife. I mean, I'm 38, so that's 76 or something, right?
Wait, what do you mean 76?
That'd be half. I lived half. No, 78. Wait. 38, because 8 and 8.
16.
Yeah, so 6,
So you're
86.
16.
No. It's got to be 76. Yeah, 76.
Wow.
So if I live to be 76, this is my halfway point. But I mean, I could die when I'm 64 because, great Beatles song. Because, anxiety, the silent killer, silent herpes. I mean, you never know.
Silent film, yeah. But if you live to 76, which is pretty...
That's about average.
That's a whole... Whatever you got now, all the life you lived, Whitman, elementary, anal in high school, not going to college, comedy, all that again. You get another one of those.
That's true. And plus, the first 2 years, you have no memory. The next 2 years, you're just getting laid the whole time. Then you're shitting in your asshole. So those years weren't even great. I mean, at the end, it's going to be funky. Oh, God, the cat's getting near me for the first time. It's going to jump.
It's just a sniffer.
Okay.
Sniffer.
I'm a sniffer.
It's never hissed, bitten, or shit in its life.
Do cats bite ever?
No, not this one. Gentle as a clam, cute, pet it, or not. It binds its own anal. He's a lamb.
All right.
He's on the lamb.
Oh,
Killed a Jewish kid in Idaho.
Big. Sniffing my foot.
It's huge. It's all sniffs.
Oh, jeez.
But
do you pick it up? Do you pick up a cat?
You can.
I'm saying to you specifically.
Sometimes I'll throw it around.
It's so big.
Huge.
Oh my God. All right. Anyways, the audience can't even see this fucking thing, but it's wild. I mean, this thing is.
It's a beast, a bird.
It looks like a child in a cat costume. I mean, this is a toddler.
Look at the tail on that thing.
I can't stop looking at it. It's like an orangutan.
Yeah, it'll rip your face off. All right, well, I had something, but...
Oh, wait, hold on. The baby, when you're born, you live to 76.
Oh, yeah, you had a great point. You don't even remember, too. You're shitting blood. You don't know what's going on. You're drinking out of your mom's tits. But when you're 7, you don't know much either. When you don't even know what boobs are or clouds or photosynthesis or cacti. You're an idiot at 7.
Right, yeah, no, I mean... It's interesting, but I mean, I guess at 74, you're kind of a fucking idiot too. So you lose some, but you definitely lose more early than you do late, I would hope.
Good point.
Unless you get early development. I mean, you might get onset arthritis or whatever the fuck.
Good point.
You never know. I mean, that's the thing, folks. You don't know what the future holds. That's why.
The reason I bring up the whole Regan thing is because we talked about Jerry last week.
Sure.
And you said, hit him with another one, whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought about your advice, and I said, yeah, that's not bad. So I texted him. We did a pod, which is an hour and change. And then I thought...
Jerry?
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
You potted with Jerry?
No, we did a pod.
Oh, you and I.
Sorry.
I thought
God.
Jerry was the subject, and he said we. I thought you were subtly...
I would open with that.
I would hope.
Well, no. So I texted him about Regan, then we did a pod, and then I was like, well, it's been an hour and a half or so since I can't just follow up. You can't pause a text like that.
Right, it's too awkward. It's weird.
Yeah, like what? It doesn't get a flow going if you have an hour between.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, maybe I'll think about it, and I just forgot. So then I'm at a podcast last night at 10, 11 at night. I look at my phone. It's 10:48. Pops in, Jerry. I'm like, whoa. You still get a jolt from that name.
Of course, a Jerry Jolt.
Jerry Jolt. And he goes, the raisins bit or whatever. He's like, whatever bit was killer. And I was like, so now I had to run home and watch it again. Just for the bit knowledge, because I didn't want to go in and go, oh, I love that bit. He goes, and he says, what part? I don't want to be a liar there. So I was like, So I ran home, rewatched the raisin bit, and then said, yeah, that was killer. And then I had a bit that I sent him that I liked.
Wait, refresh me, though, because it's been a week. When you said the initial text, hey, Regan's great, did he write back that he had seen it?
Yeah, he goes, yeah, really funny.
Because now I'm led to believe maybe Jerry's a little full of baloney pants because he says, oh, yeah, it's great. And then 9 hours later, he says, how about this bit? It makes me think. He said, it's great. It's great, I'll watch it later.
Maybe you're right.
Is that possible?
That's basically what I did to him.
Right.
Because he's like, I like this bit. And I had to.
Interesting.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, so maybe Jerry was full of shit because I've done that, by the way.
Interesting.
Where everybody's saying something is awesome, and I don't want to, when someone says, I have this a lot with certain friends, they say, you ever see this? And you say, no. They go, oh, and they got to tell you about the whole thing.
Of course.
So sometimes you just go, oh, I saw it. Yeah, it's terrific. So I've had this happen where I say I loved it. It's great. Just assuming everyone's saying it's great. I'm sure I'll like it. I don't want to deal with it. I'll just say, yeah, it's great. Then I watch and go, hey, hold the phone. I finally got around to watching it. You're all full of baloney because this is a piece of steaming shit.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Well, but I didn't expect that because I assume he's perfect in every way, and I hold him up to a high regard. So I didn't think he could be capable of fibbing. But maybe you're right.
He might have fibbed, maybe not fibbed. Maybe he watched it, liked it, and said, Mark's right. Let me rewatch.
Maybe.
That could be.
I think he's a busy Jew, so I think you might be right. And now I'm even more glad that I didn't write back. What if I had pry? What bit you like? And he's like, shit, this queef is bugging me. Now I got to go watch it.
Good point. Well, I told you the story before, I think. Maybe not. When I first met Louie years ago now, he was talking about the show, Louie, and he said, oh, man, and he told me this long story about the episode. And the whole time, he's telling me, I'm like, God, I watched the show, but I don't remember this one. But I don't want him to think I just skipped an episode. So I'm sitting there going, just say it was great. When he finishes talking, just say, boy, it was awesome. And I went back and forth, and finally, he finished this long story about this episode, and I went, God, I got to say, I don't remember this episode. And he's like, oh, of course, I never put it out. Woo! And it was such a relief.
You could have lied.
It was one of the great reliefs because I actually was thinking about just being like, oh, yeah, that was awesome. And
good for you,
my
Fatty.
whole life would be different if I was like, well, that was one of the best.
Yeah.
Because I've had this experience where my wife did a late night and a comic said, oh, she was amazing on that, and it hadn't aired yet. And he was like, oh, so good. You should be really happy about her. And it hadn't come out. I didn't even call him out. I just went, thanks, man.
Oh, was that me?
No, different guy.
Do I know him?
We'll talk afterwards.
All right. Oh, boy, that's exciting. Yeah, that'll get you.
It's a bad feeling, but hell, I'll tell you what's a good feeling, folks. Sheath underwear. That's the best feeling in the biz. I got it on right now. You guys know about Sheath. You listen every week. They got a pocket for the sack. Oh my God, I almost saw your puberty hair.
Sorry.
They got a cool logo first and foremost. They got a sack for your sack and a pocket for your cock. It's like a cock pocket.
A cocket.
Cock pocket. And every time
Worst flavor.
I take my cock out, it's like a silky pull out. It's like a nice oil check. They really cut my balls. They help my swollen veins. I love Sheath underwear. Keeps your balls off your legs. 2 pouches. You know all the things I just said. I just really love it. The idea for Sheath came from its founder, U.S. Army soldier Robert Patton. During his second tour in Iraq, you can support this awesome veteran-owned company whose founder is a Tuesday himself and a big comedy fan. This guy, he messaged me after every episode. He's so kind.
Great guy.
Such a good guy. And you're supporting us, and you're supporting your balls, and you're supporting the Army, and you're supporting...
Entrepreneurs, America.
Sure, yeah, you're supporting everything. So get yourself some Sheath underwear. Tell them how to do it, Mark.
Yes, love Sheath. Go to sheathunderwear.com and order with promo code Tuesdays. This guy, he gets it. To get 20% off your first order and at Sheath underwear's 100% money back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com. Promo code TUESGAYS. Get Sheath Underwear and let them support your cojones.
By the way, the cat just went to town on her tits. Is it a boy or girl?
It's a male, but I don't see gender.
He just licked its tits a whole bunch.
Oh, really?
And then went to bed. I mean, it was like a 7 tit licks and a fast asleep.
Well, if you had tits, I feel like you'd lick them.
Oh, I'd never stop. I still love tits.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Oh.
Ooh,
that was cute.
That was adorable.
That was a little snapper.
Yeah. Oh, I had something about. You talked about not lying and it paid off.
Yeah.
Well, you ever have this one? And I this is one of those good. No good thing goes unpunished. Whatever that shit means.
No good deed.
Thank you. So I had this thing where I was fucking up scheduling. I'm just, I fuck up all the time. I'm not good with this stuff. I need to write things down. I put on the wrong day. The calendar's out of whack. So this guy goes, here's a gig. It's in Ohio or something. Put it in the calendar. Don't forget. I go, you got it. And that day, which I never do, the gig's 3 months away. I go, I'm buying tickets today.
Ooh.
It's 3 months away. I'll get a deal. I'll knock it out, whatever. So I buy the plane tickets. I go on Orbitz, the whole thing. Get the ticket. It's a little pricey, whatever. And then 2 days later, he goes, oh, you know what? The gig fell through. It's not going to work. Cancel everything. Don't worry about getting a flight. And I was like, God. Where the old me would have slacked off, never gotten a flight, and then he'd be like, hey, don't get a flight. I'm like, great, I didn't. And I did it, and then you get screwed.
Yeah, every once in a while. But, I mean, imagine the airline does a nice thing. They shove the money back up your ass or something like that.
2 days later was past the 24-hour cutoff, so it was a whole thing where you kind of tell the guy, like, oh, shit, these airlines, they wouldn't refund me. He's like, yeah, what are you going to do? See you next year. Yeah,
that's frustrating. Yeah, sometimes you try to do the right thing and just doesn't quite work out. And have you taken all your flight things from last year? Because I forgot. I canceled 500 flights. Or they canceled because of COVID, but I haven't redeemed any of them. I got to start calling Delta because I keep just buying flights. I should be calling Delta and saying, hey, I had 75 flights I didn't use last year.
Yeah, how does that work? Why do we have to do it? It should just go into an account, and then when you buy something, it should cover it.
Yeah, good point.
But that's on them. They know what they're doing.
Do that with miles. I don't know. They probably don't want you to. Yeah, they just want to keep that cash. It's kind of like certain comedy clubs, one in particular, used to not tell you you're getting paid. You had to go get your own money. And if you didn't, they never even gave it back to you.
What is that?
Yeah, there's a comedy club that if you don't go to the bar and get your money,
Midtown,
that's it. Yeah. They just you don't get it. And then for the first 2 years I was working there, I came from Boston. No one gets paid for anything.
Right.
And I didn't even know. I'm not kidding. It was like I probably did 48 spots and people were like, you're not getting your money? I'm like, what money? No one ever gave me any money.
And I doubt it's one of those things where you can go, hey, it's been 6 years, you owe me $9,000. And they're going to go, yeah, you missed it.
No, they closed that book and they're like, sorry, that money's long gone.
Oh, that's appalling.
Yeah, it's a little shady.
It doesn't work the other way. You go, hey, bank or energy company, I'll just pay you in 6 years, or I can't think of an analogy.
Yeah, not a great analogy, but I see what you mean.
Well, you know how somebody goes, hey, you owe me $68. You worked my shift at the register, and the register's $68 shy. And you go, sometimes these things happen. You're like, yeah, but it never goes the other way, where I would get $68.
Right.
That was not great, but something there.
Something. I got another Ecuador tale if you want an Ecuador tale.
Please.
I know Ecuador was 6 months ago now, but this is no horse tail, but it's something.
Ponytail.
Oh, yeah. So, Ecuador, it's a little weird. It's COVID, and they got hit hard. And we were down there during, I think it was Carnival or Ramadan, some kind of Ecuador.
Purim?
I don't know, Easter, something. I think it was Carnival or Carnival.
I think that's Brazil.
But I think they have it all over the place.
Okay.
I think in South America. By the way, I think Bobby Carnival, that guy stinks.
Cannavale.
Yeah, he sucks.
Really?
Oh, I can't stand him.
You know who likes him is Louie.
Yeah, well, he's not right about everything. I mean, I just think he's like, "Hey, boy," he could have fit in the Sopranos. He's like one of these Soprano guys. It's like, oh, hey, what's up there?
Yeah, he goes all in on that.
He stinks. But anyways,
Handsome guy.
I don't find him handsome either.
I can show you some pics.
All right, send me something. This cat is horrifying. I mean,
Well, you know what's cool with the cat? It never made an appearance. It dodged the cameras like a bank robber, a cat burglar. I don't know if it caught it on camera at all. Maybe a hint of a tail.
Mateo?
A tail.
Ah,
A tail as old as time.
I thought you said Mateo.
Yeah, well, we know what you're thinking about. False alarm.
These farts are like, you know what they sound like? The thing that you blow the dust off the keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
It smells horrendous, and I really am sorry.
What is that? Chicken tikka masala?
Well, we just had some pasta dishes over at my pal there. Are you getting any? It's very stale. It's not good. All right, this is
rough.
dead air.
All right. Dead air, indeed. It smells like death.
So we go down there, and part of carnival.
Carnival. That's what I've heard. Mardi Gras is based on Carnival.
Well, part of carnival, you get these big cans, and they spray like funny juice, something.
Funny juice. I could have used some of that on my last set. What the hell's funny juice? Is that jizz?
It's jizzy. It's like this smelly foam. You know what it's like? Silly string, but it's more like gloopy. It's like a.
Got it.
It's got like imagine silly string if like you put silly string in your ball sack somehow and then your cum had silly string in it.
Got it.
Like it's a goo.
It's dense and thicker.
Yeah, it's a gooey, dense thing. And so and the people are a little dense if you ask me, but there's some Tuesdays down there in Ecuador, by the way. Unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't see them, but they messaged and said, hey, I'm from Ecuador, I'm a Tuesday. And someone was like, I second that.
Yeah, wow. How about that?
So we go down there, and Ari, as soon as we get in the car, he's like, we're going out to eat. And he hands me like a can, like a big, giant, like 3-foot can that weighs 8 pounds. He's like, you're going to need this. It's Carnival, and they spray jizz at you. And you got to spray them back, or else they'll just nail you.
Does it hurt?
No, it's like jizz. It's like someone coming on your face. It hurts your feelings.
Sure.
But so we get down there, and we're just carrying around these cans. I'm like, I don't want to carry a can. I hate cans. And he's like, no, I'm telling you, you're going to need it. And the next day, we didn't see anyone that night because it's like COVID, so it's like barren out in the streets. Everything's closed because of the holiday and COVID. We go out to eat. The next day, it's daytime. He's like, now it's the last day. Someone's going to try to get us because we're white also. We're like Americans.
Oh.
So I'm like, all right. But I don't quite understand because I'm just visiting. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. Someone's going to spray shit at me. And they're like, it stinks too. Him and his friend were like, it smells. And I'm like, this sounds horrible. So I kind of forget about it. We're just walking around. And then I see it. We're sitting outside in like a square eating, a town square. And I just hear like this commotion. I look over and they blasted some guy in like the face, shirt, everywhere. He's covered in it. It's on his hands.
Does it ruin you? Because you know, sticky, what do you call it? Silly spray can just peel right off. You're fine.
You can't peel. It's almost like it's like
wet.
It's wet. It's like a thick, wet foam. It's foam.
It's foam.
Foam is what I should have said when I did the testicle noodle thing.
Funny foam would be a better name than funny juice.
Funny foam is what I should have said. I'd like to
alliteration.
amend it. Yeah. Funny foam. It's funny foam, and it smells. And I look over it, not to be confused with Funny Farm.
Yes.
The Chevy Chase vehicle.
Right.
So I hit the guy, and I'm looking over there, and it just like triggered everything when I was like a kid. This feeling, I'm like, if somebody runs up to me and sprays funny jizz in my face, I might beat the fuck out of him. I don't care if it's culture. He's like, it's cultural, it's part of the thing. But I'm like, what are you, insane?
Yeah.
People are just spraying foam in each other in strangers' faces. And then I saw it happen like on the other side of the square, like a minute later. Someone. And they nailed this guy, and he's covered in shit. And some of the people are like into it, I guess, because it's their culture, whatever. But then we were...
There's the savior.
We were walking, And there was like 3 kids and 3 adults all spraying each other like a family.
That sounds all right.
And I said, "Hey, we gonna walk around?" And Ari's like, "You're right. There's no way they're not gonna nail us."
Yeah, oh yeah, you're a bunch of honkies.
So we had to walk all the way around, and then they would drive by in cars and be like,
A drive-by jizzing.
A drive-by spray foam thing. Fortunately, we never got hit. They got hit a couple times before we got there. We never did. But how do you feel about that? Where do you stand on this?
I don't love it because I like a goofy game and all play and traditional and all that and jizz, but I don't love the wetness of it. Like, I don't want to be ruined after. You hit me with a silly spray, I go, all right, you got me, thank you, call the police, whatever, hella fun. But the foam, if I got a tuxedo on or a dead baker or a Klan outfit, I don't want to get ruined, you know?
I know, in the face, it's like humiliating.
Well, that too,
It's in your mouth, the glasses, you gotta go back to the hotel. Like, that would ruin my day.
Yes.
I don't want to be a stick in the jizz, but I'm like, come on, I don't want foam in my asshole.
No. If it ruins the clothing, that's a game changer. The silly spray is such a great invention because it's just like, whoop, okay, thank you, see you in hell. But this is, you might as well hit me with some grape jelly.
He said, "You want me to eat with grape jelly? I'd love to hit you with grape jelly."
I'm okay, I like strawberry.
He said, and Ari says, like, make sure you bring shit clothes. And I'm like, what do you mean shit clothes?
Yeah, I gotta walk around in a hazmat because some guy's got Funny Farm in a can. It's bananas.
And I don't keep shit clothes in the house. You know what I mean? If I have
true.
clothes, it's because I want to wear clothes.
That's true.
I don't just have spare shit in my home. I give it to homeless kids like a good person.
I did a couple of lawn jobs with a guy once, and he was like, bring some bad shoes. I was like, I don't have bad shoes. I got shoes and dress shoes. I have my sneakers and my dress shoes. I don't have bad shoes just around the house.
I know. If a shoe goes bad, you throw it away.
Yeah, I don't save it in case I got to mow a lawn in 10 years.
I think these people don't understand New York, and Ari lives in New York, but people always say this in New York. You throw it. When I had reflux, like, put a pile of bricks under your thing. I'm like, where am I getting a pile of bricks?
Yeah,
I live in a 1-bedroom. I don't have spare shoes. I don't even have a fucking, what's something that people have that we don't have?
A screwdriver?
A screwdriver. I don't know. Maybe I have one of those.
Maybe.
I lost steam.
I get it. But yeah, people always say, hey, pull out your measuring tape and light a candle and check your hibachi. And I'm like, I don't have any of those things.
Yeah, no bad clothes. But anyways, we never got hit. But let me just wrap this up because we're going long here like assholes. But so one of the nights we're in Quito, we're walking around. Everything's closed because of Carnival. I think it's a big holiday, whatever. And the first night, we're all playing cards all night. It's have a great time. We're up in the hotel. We're the only ones in the hotel, literally the only people.
Wow.
So the lady that works there just blasted the music throughout the whole hotel. Beautiful hotel. It was a small boutique, but beautiful, blasting music. And then he's got the dog, Bandit. So he's like, I got to have Bandit go piss. There's a homeless guy living right outside the door, and he's scraggly. He's rough and ragged. He's like a real like a demon-y fucking crazy guy.
Could you hit him with the foam?
I think that would be pretty
bad taste.
Off-putting. Yeah, I
see.
mean he's got his own problems.
All right, maybe the foam is helpful.
I think you're supposed to hit people that are doing okay, but he was wearing shit clothes and bad shoes.
Who better to hit than the hobo?
I mean, no shoes.
And foam is somewhat soapy.
FOMO. So
No FOMO.
He comes out there. We go out there to get Bandit, and Ari, he's a tough customer. He's not afraid of too much, but he goes, why don't you come with me? It's late, everything's closed, and I'm like, all right, let's go. So we go to step outside, and this guy, he's right outside the door in an enclave, and he hears that door. He just he kind of creeps his head out. It's pitch black, and he's like, nosotros vamos, or whatever, and we're like, hey, how you doing? And then there's a second homeless. We knew about this homeless guy, and so he was creeped out by him. Just, come out with me just in case this guy gets weird. We knew he was there. Then right to our left, there's a second homeless guy. He's standing right in the middle of the street, barefoot, looks like Huck Finn, pants all ripped like Frankenstein.
Boy. Man, you're cornered.
And he's got one of these stray dogs, and all the dogs there have like fucked up eyes. One's red and blue, and there's chunks missing out of them. He's really, and he's like, He's speaking in Spanish. Ari speaks enough that he's asking for money. But the dog, and he starts walking towards us. And this guy, it's like on his hands and knees. He's crawling. It's like 28 days
it's like
later.
a zombie film.
Exactly. So
in Spanish.
We go back in. He's like, fuck, let's go back in. I'm like, come on. This is crazy. We go back inside and we're like, woof. And we're like, let's give the other guy time to leave at least.
Yes.
So we stand there for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and go, it's spooky out there. Yada, yada. We talk to the ladies.
So much happened on this trip, by the way.
I know, it's wild. So then he's like, all right, it should be fine now. And I'm like, why don't we just give it one more minute? And this is a story about how I'm smart and he's dumb, but I'm like, why don't we give it another minute? I mean, why not?
What's a minute?
So he goes, no, we got to go to bed. We got to get the dog to piss. We go out there, and the other homeless guy, on foot homeless guy, he started walking, but he walks slow, and he hears the door because it's quiet as a pin drop out there in Quito. So as soon as he hears it, he's like, hola. He starts coming back down the street. And so we're like, bandit, piss bandit, go.
Yes.
This guy pops back out. And this guy starts walking back with his creepy-ass dog, and we're just yelling at bandit to piss. I'm like throwing water in his face.
I know, but the stage fright kicks in.
And the dog doesn't know what's going on. He's like, I don't want to piss. Give me a minute. Can I go sniff around my asshole?
It's been a minute.
So we end up just diving back in. We're like, fuck this, because this guy's coming back. That guy's coming back. We dive back in. We're like, you don't know what it's like out there to these ladies.
In my head, this seems like a horror film.
It is super spooky, super creepy. And finally go, hey, the dog's just going to have to piss in the hotel room, whatever. We can't go back out there because now the guy's he knows we're coming back out there.
Yeah.
So haunted house. I don't know what happened with the dog bandit. He must have pissed in the morning or whatever. Maybe he held it or maybe he pissed on their clothes because they brought shit clothes.
R. Kelly.
But, that's how the story ends. I'm sorry. It's not a great ending. But
that is a visual and a half. This is why people don't travel. They hear shit like this. They go, fuck that. I'll stay in Milwaukee.
Well, it's spooky. You can't flush your toilet paper down the toilet. You got to get tested. You get, what do you call that?
The boil in the water.
I got sick from the water, crazy shits, and I was all dizzy from the altitude.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Crazy. And then there's rabid dogs and loose horses. It was quite a trip. Plus the guy saying hello the whole time.
Ugh. I just hate when the idea of a homeless guy going, there's people there, let's go towards them. It's just like, hey, do your thing, leave me alone. I hate the idea of you can't do something yourself without a hobo hearing you.
Yeah, it was a little spooky and...
it's like that movie, what is it, with the hearing, where you can't make noise or it hears you?
Sound of Metal?
No.
Oh, I know what you mean. Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
Yes. Quiet Place. That was okay.
Yeah, it could be about a library. But either way, yeah, it's not a fun way to live. I want the hobo to keep walking, and I go my way.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be sprayed with foam either. Funny foam.
You got that right. Well, it was a hell of an app, and we gotta wrap this puppy up with a bow. I think did that close the book on Ecuador?
I think that pretty much closes the Ecuador book. Spraying shit, scary dogs. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I have one more little thing. Maybe I'll throw one more thing out there.
All right, put it in my ass. See if it sticks.
Right now?
Oh, well, I thought it was
long.
Little.
It's quick. Well, we went to the big basilica, the huge church, which I talked about, but they have underground tombs. Like, go down there, you buy a ticket. We go down to me, Sarah, and Ari go down there, and it's all this smoke. They got smoke for effect, and so you're in the tombs. It's all dead bodies everywhere. I mean, they're in the tomb. You can't see them or whatever, but it's down there, and somebody, for some reason, somehow, flicks the light. Some asshole, some jokester. Flicks the light off. He's fucking with his girlfriend. We didn't realize that. All of a sudden, it just goes pitch black. So we're like in the tomb, ancient tomb, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Gothic, and it's all smoky. And the lights just go out. Only for like 5 seconds, but my God, it was horrifying. And the guy's like, oh, no, blah, 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 blah. He's laughing, joking, but you're like, hey, fuck off, man. He's fucking with his girlfriend, but we're in there.
There's a lot of rabble-rousers down here in Ecuador. You got the funny foam, you got the meat tomb, you got all these joke pranksters.
Yeah, they're not merry either. They're the opposite of merry. What's that? Cranky pranksters?
Yeah, Christmas with the cranks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well,
Mary had a little lamb.
That closes the Doro on Ecuadoro. So great times. Thanks for having me, Ecuador.
On to the next one.
Andere.
Arriba. Yeah, where are you going to be there, Sloppy Joe?
Aruba. All right, Side Splitters, March 18, 19, 20. Side Splitters, one of my favorite. Get your tickets. Sarah's coming with me. Might be other folks with me. And March 24th, Royersford, Pennsylvania. Nice outdoor show. It's going to be warming up. They got the big tent. Can't wait for that one. And April, I'm going to Kansas City Helium. I think that's April 3rd or something like that. Or
that's
April 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Wait, they have a helium?
Yeah, it's new.
Oh, great.
Kansas City Helium. And then April 23rd and 24th, Omaha, Funny Bone.
One of the great Funny Bones.
And check Instagram and go hit my YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube and check out Mindful Metal Jacket and Joe and Ron on Talk Movies. I got too many things going on. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. I feel overwhelmed as well. And I'm at the Addison Improv in Tejas. You know, it's funny. I bought a ticket. The tickets were like $8 because of that snowstorm. They're like, all right, come back, everybody. Sorry about that, I guess. And then I'm at Lexington, Kentucky. Remember that club?
No.
I don't either. So come out to that. Kentucky. When's the last time you went to Kentucky for comedy? Comedy off Broadway.
I don't know. I did Louisville probably 2016, I would say. So quite a while. That's half a decade ago. Isn't that weird?
Yes. Then you got Columbus Funny Bone, one of the great Funny Bones, Austin, Paramount Theater, Miami Improv, Wise Guys in Utah, Tacoma Comedy Club, Magoobies. So, yeah, the road is back, baby, and we're going to be back on it. So come out and see a hack. And, hella good time. We'll be back in a minute. Praise Allah.